start, or what should you prioritize when it comes to upgrading your wardrobe as you start to mature stylistically, but also just as a man? Today, guys, I want to go over 12 items that I personally feel you should upgrade first. So number one, I do want to start with suiting, because suits are one of those things that separate men from boys, all right? You don't need 10 suits, you need one, possibly two good ones, all right? Now, what makes a good one? One that is non-synthetic, all right? One of the things that makes you look cheap and like a little boy is a shiny synthetic suit, all right? Also, super thin lapels. They were stylish like 8 years ago. They're not anymore. You want to go with something that is a notch lapel. There are other options in terms of like a peak lapel, but if you're just starting out, I would recommend going with a 2-button notch lapel double vent, all right? The vent is basically the little cuts or slits in the back. In terms of pleats versus non-pleats, I would go flat front. I would also make sure that those legs are slightly tapered. Navy blue or charcoal. Those are gonna be the two best options for you as you start to develop a better suit collection, all right? You gotta also understand that a wardrobe, a proper adult wardrobe, is built, not bought. One of the mistakes that a lot of guys make is they think, I'm just gonna go out and spend a few $1,000s and buy a wardrobe. Unfortunately, it just doesn't work that way. You've gotta systematically work piece by piece, upgrading those items so that over time, you build an amazing wardrobe that is timeless. And if you stick to classic cuts, colors, you don't do anything too loud, too bright, too trendy, you're gonna have a wardrobe that's going to, over time, build into something amazing that's gonna work regardless of if you're 30 or 50, all right? Number two is sneakers, all right? White minimal leather sneakers, I feel like every guy should have, but they come in a bunch of other colors as well. You're definitely gonna need something other than running shoes or athletic shoes as you start to mature. Even if you're going casual, there's a huge difference between wearing something that you would see a guy wear in the gym versus something like these. These are, in my opinion, a style upgrade. Your denim, all right? If they're super big and baggy, they don't look good on you. If they're super long, they make you look short. You've got to look for a pair of denim that's not too tight, not too big, not too roomy, that fits you properly. You also need to make sure that the rise, aka the crotch, isn't too like big and like long, or else your legs are gonna look short. When you reach down, you gotta grab meat, gentlemen. You don't want a bunch of extra fabric or else it's not going to look good, it's not gonna fit well. Dark wash is a little bit dressier. Light wash is a little bit more light in terms of spring or summer. You wanna go with something medium wash that does not have any distressing, all right? Something like this is going to be your classic staple denim. You can wear it casually, but you can also dress it up if you wanted to go with a pair of loafers or dress shoes, which brings me to the next item you need to upgrade, and that is your dress shoes, all right? In my opinion, ditch the lace-up dress shoes. Personally, I hate lace-up dress shoes. I don't own any, and the reason is because loafers, in my opinion, are a much better option. They're a cleaner, more minimal aesthetic, and honestly, even if you wanted to go with something like a monk strap or a double monk strap, it's gonna be a lot better than a lace-up, in my opinion. Now, there are a lot of guys that are like, yo, I want a pair of brogues or whatever. You can do that, but for me, if you are somebody that wants to look stylish and have a shoe that you can wear with, honestly, a suit or with slacks or chinos, you definitely should consider a leather, not fake leather, loafer. Brown, in my opinion, is a superior color to black. A lot of guys love black, and I get it, but brown, it just has an elevated aesthetic. It also just looks and makes your outfit look more rich and more luxe. The next thing I want to talk about is your sweaters. You've got to upgrade. This that I'm wearing is a Collars & Co. merino wool sweater. It's the Bellagio polo. It doesn't have any buttons. I absolutely love this sweater, but the deal is if you're still rocking a big bulky sweater, it doesn't work. If you're wearing a cotton sweater, it doesn't work. It looks cheap. Upgrade your sweaters, all right? This, like I said, I absolutely love. I also have it in a few other colors. Check it out. The black Bellagio buttonless polo from Collars & Co. I combined it with a pair of black loafers and then some nice light gray pants. All right. a classic sexy look, all right? If you guys want to grab one of these while they still have them in stock, I want you to hit the link down below. If you go through my special link, you actually are going to get a discount on, in my opinion, the best casual clothing out there. And the reason why I love Collars & Co. so much, aside from the fact that they were also on Shark Tank, like your boy, Mark Cuban invested literally like $1 million in this company because they solved the problem that so many guys have, which was how do you wear a polo underneath of a sweater, a jacket, and not look like you're wearing a casual polo, all right? They are the ones that, wait for it, created the dress shirt collar polo, the best polos on the market, which is actually something else I just want to mention real quick. Upgrade your polos. Guys, if you're still rocking polos that look like a little boy, it is time to upgrade. There's a huge difference between this polo and this polo. This polo looks like your little brother wears it. This polo looks like a sexy, stylish ninja would wear it, all right? These things are amazing. They come with a few different color options, tons of different colors, tons of different fabrics. Guys, if you are looking for the best polo, whether or not it's a long sleeve like this, or a short sleeve like this, I want you to hit the link down below and check out Collars & Co. They are the best. But they also have these incredible cotton and cashmere crew necks. Check it out. Monochromatic perfection. All right, light gray pants, medium gray shirt. All right, these cotton cashmere sweaters from Collars & Co. are insane. They're buttery soft. The fit is amazing, nice and snug in the chest. The arms are great, but the body isn't too tight. It's just right. Guys, if you have not checked out Collars & Co., hit the link down below. They've got a huge selection of incredible clothing that you are going to love. And if you go through my special link, you are going to get an incredible discount. Gentlemen, bottom line is this. If you're ready to upgrade, start with Collars & Co. They make perfect casual clothing. Next up are your khaki pants or chinos. So every young dude, when it's like time to get dressed up, they throw on white button-up shirt, khaki pants, right? And then some type of like terrible shoe. The deal is, guys, there is a time and a place to wear khaki. I love tan, right? It's a great color, but if that's your de facto like go-to, you've got to understand that there are a lot of better options and colors out there. Everything from navy blue to green, to black, to light gray, to light blue, to gray. Guys, the deal is, all right, I would recommend starting to look for some other colors other than tan. That really, in my opinion, sets a dude apart. Something else I would recommend is go with the flat front. I know that pleats can be popular now, like depending on you and your aesthetic, but the flat front is always going to be in style. It's also going to be a lot cleaner in terms of a look and an aesthetic. Pleats can look a little bit weird if they start to fall down because the pleat will actually open up and make you look a little bit more pear-shaped. Not too long in the crotch, not too long in the leg, all right? Spend a few extra dollars to have your pants tailored. And little pro tip, if you're standing there and your pockets are opening up like that, right? That's a huge problem and it looks terrible. What that typically means is you need to try the larger size. So if you're a 30, go with a 32. All right, if you're a 33, go with a 34. But the deal is when your pockets pucker, it basically means that the pants are a little bit too small in your booty. Cheap graphic t-shirts. It's time, gentlemen, to upgrade those bad boys, all right? You should look for something that is going to be a crew neck. All right, I would recommend not having any pockets. A pocket t-shirt is a bit more casual. Something like this is going to be a lot more versatile. You can wear it with something a little bit nicer or dressier, like a pair of slacks underneath of a sport coat or even a suit, but it's going to be a lot more mature, more versatile, and definitely amazing if it fits you properly. Next up, we got to talk about the accessories. Sunglasses, watch, not to mention your wallet, all right? Accessories are a huge thing when it comes to making you look cheap or mature. And the other beautiful thing about accessories is that they're the great equalizer. You can be wearing the same outfit as somebody else, but because you accessorize properly, you can look 10 times better than him. Now, in terms of bracelets, I would go 1, possibly 2. Watch, I would ditch the tech watches. Get something proper. It doesn't mean it's got to be expensive, but hat, it can't be showing you your text messages, all right? Also, rings, if you want to do it, do 1 per hand. Not 2, not 3, not thumb, not pinky, all right? Also, sunglasses, go with something classic. The Wayfarer, the Aviator, or the Clubmaster are going to be your best choices. In terms of wallets, you don't want anything too big, too bulky, or with Velcro. You want it to be slim, minimal, clean, and aesthetic. Hats. The upgrade? Stop wearing them so much. A lot of young guys wear hats all the time because A, it's easy, you don't have to fix your hair, and B, you don't have to fix your hair. But in my opinion, when you wear a hat, it basically takes away the amazingness of your possible hairstyle and it makes you look a little bit more youthful. If you're wearing it backwards, also a little bit more youthful, all right? If you are going to be wearing it, you got to make sure that the hat is clean, it doesn't look like it stinks and smells like your ass. It makes sense. And last but certainly not least, the button-up shirt. Upgrade it. It's time. Most of you are wearing a button-up shirt that does not fit you well. It's boxy, it's baggy. When you tuck that shirt in, you shouldn't have a bunch of extra fabric puddling around your midsection, all right? We call that muffin top. If it literally looks like a can of biscuits exploded around your midsection, it is time to upgrade. Gentlemen, these shirts are amazing. Bottom line is this: as you mature stylistically and chronologically, it's essential that you start to systematically upgrade specific items in order to always look amazing and have a wardrobe that is versatile and lasts literally the next 10, 15, 20 years. If you stick to classic colors, not a lot of pattern, amazing fit, not tight, not baggy, just right, you're always going to have the right clothing and you're always going to look epically sexy.